What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big Football Guys, your favorite podcast, hopefully. We got some fun stuff coming to you today. But first, got to introduce my awesome co-host. We got Tony, of course, and then we've got Evan. How you guys doing today?
Hey, I'm back. I'm happy to be back.
I am a frustrated man.
I feel that.
But we'll get to it.
You got a case of the Tuesdays? I got a case of the Tuesdays.
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah. I think I'm of the unpopular opinion that Tuesday is worse than Monday, because Monday kind of feels like a fresh start to the week, whereas Tuesday you're just kind of right back in the middle of it and you're still really far away from the weekend, so it's just And then it seems like nothing ever seems to go right on Tuesdays.
I mean, that's a fair assessment, I'd say. I mean, I still hate Mondays with a burning passion, but it is what it is. That's just it's Monday really guy. Busy for us. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me are so busy because a lot of our stuff is like time sensitive with the NFL, so that's when I have to do the most stuff.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, I get to just chill, watch Thursday Night Football, Friday, Saturday, and then back at it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Are you a big Monday guy, Tone?
I don't know. What? I'm one of those people. I've always woken up early. I like waking up early. I like the week. I got a lot of stuff going on. Like, I'm all about that. I'm actually the opposite of Devin, though, because Devin's content is a lot of NFL and like Thursday, where my stuff is Monday, which means like normally my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is like jam-packed with either filming or doing stuff. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm editing. And then lately we've been having more like same day posting stuff. Like, so when we did that post for, what did we post a couple days ago? That was, the Jamar Chase gloves. That was like, get them Saturday night, edit it Sunday morning, get it out the door. And like, as we're doing more of that stuff, like Monday, Tuesday are kind of the only days of the week that I'm kind of chilling more right now. But now with the podcast on Tuesday nights, that's kind of taken up. So Monday's like my only kind of chill day right now to some degree.
Nice.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays are my tricky part, but we get through them. We have fun.
Oh, yeah.
I would say everything about this year so far has been wacky. Like, the NFL season in general has been weird. And I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, my two fantasy teams that I have, it makes no sense how I have a bad record because, all these star players are not playing as well as they usually do. Great teams aren't playing as well as they usually are. And like the kind of underrated teams are the ones that are moving the needle every single week. And it's just been weird. It's been so weird this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
I don't know. I can't seem to put my finger on it. What do you think, Tony?
It's kind of weird on my end because like it's kind of been dull for the last 2 weeks with the amount of news and stuff going on in the NFL. It's been like a little bit of a lull. But also, like, I was thinking about this. I actually haven't watched that much football this year. Like, I feel like I've watched a lot of football because like I watch Pat McAfee every day and I do work. And like the amount of football content I put out and I'm in tune with news-wise, like, feels like a lot. But then when I actually think about it, I was at Wings and we were talking and the guys were talking about some stuff. I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. How do I have no idea what they're talking about? And it kind of clicked in. I was like, yeah, I'm actually watching like 1.5 to 2 full games a week right now. Because there's just, it's tough. You know what I mean? With the amount of stuff we got to do. And like, it's like if I have time to sit down and watch a football game, like I try and multitask and like do emails, do Instagram posts, come up with stuff. And it's like, but then it's like, you're not actually as tuned in as you think you are. And then you have no idea. And it's like the fourth quarter, you're like, I don't remember any of the third.
It's just white noise at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same way.
How many times this year alone I've like looked down at my phone and then look up and then I miss a huge play. And I feel like I was never doing that before. But for some reason this year it happens at least every Sunday when I'm watching football. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was just me, honestly. Like every Sunday I try to watch all the games. Like I've got Red Zone on. I've got multiple screens going. But I feel like I'm not really watching them as intensely as I used to. So,
you know what I actually did to make it better? So what I used to do was obviously just watch one football game and that was it. And then I have Red Zone. Mm-hmm. But I actually realized I kind of hate Red Zone because you're skipping around so frequently all the time that it's like I couldn't focus on anything. You know what I mean? And like I was looking forward to Red Zone being done in the afternoon. That way I could just watch like one good, like for me, time zone wise, like the 2:30 game. whatever the afternoon game is, like I look forward to that one. And then I realized, so in Canada, we have a service called DAZN, DAZN. And what DAZN is, they basically have like the NFL rights in Canada for a lot of stuff. So if you're just like a normal Canadian, you can't just like get every NFL game. It just doesn't work that way. And so DAZN has the rights to it. So if you want every NFL game, you have to get DAZN. And then that way with like their streaming platform, you can pick which NFL game you want to watch. And it also comes with Red Zone. So in the morning slate, I can pick between like, hey, I want to watch like this football game or Red Zone or this one or Red Zone or whatever. But I have now recently learned, I just lost focus. Come on. Come here. There you go. Nope. Come here. There we go. So I've realized I don't want to like watch all that football anymore. I want to be like dialed into like one game again and then like maybe have some background stuff. But what DAZN has with Apple TV is they have like a multi-view mode where you can click in, say if like I want to watch 3 football games, it'll make like one football game big, the other 2 football games small, and then I can toggle between the audio. So it's like if I'm watching like the Colts game as my primary and then 2 secondaries, if I see a big play happen in like the 3rd game, then I just like toggle the audio and like listen to the audio and then I can like full screen it, watch it for a second, then like bring it back down and go back to my other view. And I've realized I like that way more. Like give me 3 morning football games. That's all I need. I don't need any of the other garbage. They're not worth watching.
That's
just
so
leave
true.
them off the screen. Stick with them. Have one primary and no red zone. No like jumping back. Like I don't need it. Just let me dial in.
Yeah. The only reason from like multiple game standpoint that I enjoy is if I've got like fantasy skin in, those early games or those later games where there's multiple ones going on. But if there's nothing going on that it's tied to me, I don't really care. I'll just turn it on if it's the only thing that's on, but I have to be watching and I have to be invested if there's something in it for me, like a fantasy player or something like that I've got on my team.
Fair.
Yeah. It's been a wacky season, weird season. And, just a quick little side note that we could talk about right here on the weirder side. That would be this weekend we saw Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, or JOK as Browns fans know him. He's a linebacker for the Browns. He was wearing a pair of Nike Hyperbeast 2.0 gloves at linebacker. And I don't know about you guys, but that is not something... I played linebacker in high school. That's not something that I would have ever thought about doing because those gloves are clunky and it's not easy to grab things or catch passes very seldomly that you do at the linebacker spot when you're wearing those gloves.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's got some pretty wild style.
I said it earlier. He just looks like a guy that would wear those.
Yeah, he's got the double elbow braces too to go along with it. He's got like tackle drip at linebacker. Clunky looking dude with like a safety running back number too to add to it. Yeah, I don't get how you wear those gloves. Like, they don't have any grip on them, and then they've got, like, the pads on the base of the palm as well. Like, at linebacker, like, if you get your hands on the ball, like, I don't know how you even hold on to it. There's no grip. I mean, obviously, you still can, but...
Not only is there no grip, but, like, ball feel. Ball feel is really important whenever you're running the ball and you have the ball in your hands, it's like almost this, it's like the skin. It's like feeling what it feels like to hold the football without wearing gloves. But with those are meant to protect your hands as much as possible. So it's like, it was strange. Just something we saw, something we noted.
Yeah, he's got the ball in that picture too. That's crazy.
They do have grip.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
what kind of grip is it? Do you remember?
It's Hydro Grip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The leather
Hydro
palms.
Grip is the same grip on the D-Tax right now. It's the only thing they carry forward. They're a bulky glove. They're a big, hot glove. I used to wear them. I had the all-white version. I wish I never sold them because I didn't think it'd be something they would just discontinue so fast. I wish I just kept those as like a memento. But the grip is good. But yeah, the palm padding is thick. Everything about them is like a really thick glove. I'm even looking just quickly like at his whole get up here. Like you can see, so he's rocking the double elbow braces. The basic retail alphas in the white and black that anyone can get. But then he's also rocking cheater sleeve, like scrunch socks, which is like a little drippy. But then under it, he's wearing like shin pads. There's like a hex foam. There's a lot going on.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody wear this much protection. You've got the hands, you've got the elbows, you've got the shins. That's outrageous.
He went to the equipment room and went to the equipment manager and said, anything with padding on it, I want 2 of them, and I'm wearing them on Sunday.
I want everything you have.
I get it. Like, well, I don't, but I get it.
Yeah. Weird look for sure.
He had the ball in his hand right there, so he did something right.
Yeah, if you had the ball, I mean, hey, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, JOK, if you're watching this, do whatever you got to do, man. But don't expect to see yourself on the best looks ever. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Just not happening.
We like unique looks. We like that.
It's unique. I should do a post sometime. Just unique looks. That'd be fun.
Unique looks would be fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that out. Sometime later this season.
There was a guy on the Steelers a couple years ago, 2 years ago. I don't remember who it was, but my goodness, it was bad. It was bad.
I made kind of a joke post about that. I'm like, I don't have a best or a worst looks, but if I did, ... And
I think
he was in my DMs very quickly, and he was not happy. Yeah,
really?
It got pretty ugly. Yeah.
Oh, like his drip.
Yeah, no, he was like, I'm just trying to play ball. Don't worry about me. Don't post me. Don't tag me. He was just going crazy on me. I should pull up the DM sometime, but we'll see.
That was something else. It looked like I think I commented on that post, and if I remember correctly, I said something like, "This guy's got JV drip on" or something like that.
Yeah. So no, the post itself did really well, but he was not happy.
Adding to the fire.
For the record, now that he's with Detroit, his drip has increased exponentially. So it worked, I think. So that's all I'm going to say.
Nice.
Good job.
I'm for the people. All right, let's stop talking about the worst drip and let's talk about some new drip that news just kind of dropped this week. And that's going to be the LeBron 4 Fruity Pebbles football cleats. Now, this is awesome. I feel like every single week on this podcast, we talk about basketball silhouettes making their way to the gridiron. And this is another example of that. The LeBron James 4 Fruity Pebbles was like an iconic basketball shoe. I feel like most people probably remember these. They were hot for a while. And now they're coming back as a football cleat, and LeBron gifted out some pairs to a couple guys. The first one, and the most notable one, is going to be Jamar Chase. He actually did this funny unboxing of the cleat. So I don't know if you guys want to check it out on here, just on Instagram, but he unboxed the cleat, and there it is.
You know what's funny while we watch this? It's just something about like Jamar's personality, which is like a very low key, very chill.
Yeah.
And when we posted Jamar's PEs for the year, it was the same mannerisms, the same tone, and everyone was like, Jamar clearly hates these gloves, but is like being forced by Nike to like make this little video right now because it was just so monotone and like very low. And it was everyone was just like, yeah, this man hates these gloves and he just can't say it. But it's funny to see he has the exact same mannerisms, exact same monotone with this, which is why we had captions, because he just talks so quietly and so reserved.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it is the exact same to him getting those gloves, which clearly shows that like that's just, I think, him as a person and not about the product, because like he clearly, like, these are clearly sick.
Yeah.
I mean, he dumped him back in that box. Like he was like, all right, I'm putting. No,
he's a funny character
right away.
He's super nonchalant about it. That's the word, right? Nonchalant. Yeah,
that is the word.
That's the word. Cool. But I don't know. Hopefully he wears them this weekend though. I'm very excited to see these on the field. We actually do have some press release, like some press photos of these as well, over on my Instagram there. So if you guys are curious about this cleat, I can tell you a little bit about it.
So if you guys want the video, you go to my page, footballrs.official. You want the press release, the photos that Devin leaked first, before Nike, and Uniswag, and Cleat,
Dope Cleats,
and all those other things.
On those.
Every other
Complex,
page.
Sneaker News, Nice Kicks, I beat them all.
We had this thing like 14 hours before Uniswag. Not going to say, but I'm just letting everyone know.
They've had me blocked for like 5 years now also.
Yeah.
Just because, we always beat
Something I just noticed is those Jamar's are his specifically for the Bengals colorway, because he's got a little bit of orange in the heel there. And then those ones right there, those aren't the same cleats that he's holding.
So that's actually a good point, Evan, that you made there. So the funny thing, not really funny, but so Jamar Chase's pair has the Vapor Edge plate. He's a speed guy, but these cleats, are going to release to the public as an alpha cleat. So they are going to release with that traction plate in the spring of 2024. Not the Vapor Edge plate, but of course Nike had to make that for Jamar since that's the plate he wears. But the cleat itself is going to be a big skill cleat with the alpha traction plate. So the cleats you guys see in these press photos are the ones that are going to release. But right now they're just kind of seeding them out to their athletes. I think we've seen 3 guys so far kind of post about them that they had them. Of course, Kyler Murray. He's been, we'll talk about him a little bit more later, but he's got a pair. Who are we talking about right now? Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has a pair, obviously. Derrick
Did he
Henry.
take it off the story?
It probably just expired, to be honest.
Oh, I guess it might have by yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe his did.
So Kyler Murray got a pair. Derrick Henry got a pair. AJ Brown got a different pair. And then, like I said, Jamar Chase got a pair. But there's another pair floating around as well. I don't know if we can pull that up. There's a silver LeBron 4. And these ones are not going to release to the public. These are promo only for some of Nike's like top athletes. We kind of saw this coming. We saw how they kind of rolled out the Nike Dunk cleats last year. They kind of seeded them to their athletes, and then they said, "Hey, we're going to drop these," and then they finally dropped them. And a similar rollout plan's going here. You guys can see not King James, that's LeBron. King Henry has his pair of LeBron 4 cleats with the alpha plate, and then he also has that silver promo pair I was talking about. So those ones aren't going to release to the public, but they are really, really cool. I wish they would. But yeah, there's not AJ. What's his name? No, his name is AJ. There's AJ Brown. Yep. He got a pair as well. These are sick. I'm super excited about these. I love, the Fruity Pebbles colorway is going to be awesome, and then this silver colorway is really cool as well. So keep your eyes out for these during week 11. I'm sure we'll see them. We got the Bengals Thursday night, right, against the Ravens.
Yep.
So we'll probably see them then as well. But what do you guys think of these? The whole thing, the rollout plan, the Fruity Pebbles, the silver ones. What do you guys think?
So I'm starting to figure it out a bit. And so how we talked about, what did we talk about like 2 weeks ago where they were releasing it mid-year and we're like, why do they release it now? What was that?
They're using
the K1s.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the K1s, which we'll talk about later. But we were trying to figure out like, why do they do these mid-season releases when no one like wants them at this point of the year? And we didn't really come to a resolution on why, but we kind of understand why they have to do it. And I get it, it's Nike in a tough spot. But now it's like this is the second year in a row where they've done the same thing. So last year when they did this, they did the Nike Dunks, except that was a much bigger release, at least at this point, right? Because with those Nike Dunks, they gave them to like Micah Parsons, Derrick Henry, like every Nike guy got that like box, right? It was like probably at least 20 guys got that box. And then the same thing, Nike Dunks coming out spring 2023. So it's like I'm seeing the patterns of what they're doing here as far as releasing using the NFL season to release hype for new silhouettes, where releasing new colorways of existing silhouettes in the season. Maybe that's like a cadence they're figuring out. Is like, we don't want to release anything like new at this point in the year because we want to hold on to it. But like we'll just release like updated colorways or at least like one, special colorway. One of the other silhouettes could have been the Nike Diamond Turfs. Maybe that's a part of this. Maybe that's like next year. Maybe they push that like an entire cycle because like, if they're doing this like one new silhouette per year type thing. It is nice to see that we're getting a big skill option because like if this is aimed at the same people that wear... Now, it's not going to be at the same people that wear the Alpha Menace. It might be a little different. But it is the same traction plate that it uses, and it is like a mid-cut cleat with like a little booty.
Yep.
But they are using the same cleat traction plate. And like those cleats are worn by Trent Williams, Penei Sewell. Like there's a lot of big guys out there that wear Alpha Menace. Which would be really interesting to see if any of them switched. Joe Burrow used to wear the Alpha Menace 2 Elites, but then he switched to the Jordan 1 highs, what the hell are they called? The shattered backboard. So like, who knows? Like customs. Maybe we'll see some of these guys, like the kind of the big skill guys that wear the Alpha Menace switch into these. But it also kind of looks like it's more aimed at these skill guys. Marvin Harrison Jr. was actually in these yesterday. He finally got the black pair that Caleb Williams has. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but they're both just getting kind of a all black silhouette.
Yeah. Do you know which plate Marvin Harrison Jr. had off the top of your head?
Let me see. He posted it today on his story.
Yeah, I want to say he has the edge plate, but I could be wrong. So they might do the edge plate for some of their big name athletes, and then of course retail the alpha plate, and then of course a lot of guys are going to be in the alpha plate. What else was I going to say? And also they might be rolling these cleats out, these Fruity Pebbles cleats out to more guys, similar to the Dunks last year. They just kind of started giving them to these, or getting them to these guys this week, so there could be more that kind of come out. I'm sure Saquon's going to get a pair. I'm sure Kayvon Thibodeau's going to get a pair. That's just my Giants bias coming in there. But there's a lot of other athletes I think will probably get these seated out.
Edge plate.
Yeah, that's the edge plate. Yep. So they're not going to drop them in the edge plate. And I think this makes sense because the LeBron 4, as it is, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, is a really chunky, thick silhouette. So it's just more suitable for the alpha plate. It's more suitable to be a big skill cleat than it is a skill cleat, just because it's so thick and so heavy, and there's just so much more support there than your normal skill football cleat.
I think it only makes sense that they come out as an alpha plate, because if you've ever worn a pair of LeBron basketball shoes in your life, you know how clunky and bulky and kind of heavy that they are to run around with. So it just makes sense that they're like a big skill position type cleat.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and LeBron himself is, 6'9"? Like, obviously, these cleats are going to be built for big, powerful guys, which is, what the alpha line already caters for, so it's kind of a perfect fit for sure.
You know what I was thinking about? So, when you just said that, I play basketball in a pair of LeBron Soldiers. And I was like, oh, how cool would it be if they actually, next turned, at LINEMAN, a LeBron Soldier into a football cleat. But I forgot they did that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they did that years ago. They did it 6 years ago. For Ohio State, they gave them the LeBron Soldiers, and that's the only ones that got them. They were in all white. LeBron Soldier.
The 9s, right? So they're 9s.
They had the double straps, right? Yeah. And I still wear I have a Hornets colorway of those LeBrons, and I don't know why, but I got them at the Nike outlet one time. They're purple and teal, but yeah, they're big and clunky. They're good. But maybe that is how they redo the lineman stuff and kind of bring some more hype and swag to the lineman gear, is by introducing basketball silhouettes that are higher cut on purpose. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just kind of going off that, the Nike Force Savage Elite 2 football cleat that was just straps, no laces, was very, very similar to the Force Savage line as far as the silhouette and the big straps going over them. So I think they definitely take inspiration from the LeBron signature cleats and utilize them in their lineman cleats.
Yeah. Well, next thing, we'll take a break from cleats for just a brief second. I posted about this week, and we're going to talk about, and that's going to be, we're doing an upcoming video with some Riddell stuff right there that we can't really talk about yet. At some point we will. Hopefully the video comes out soon. But with that, what I wanted to talk about was a while ago, we talked about Oakley renewing their deal. And so Oakley redid their partnership on-field licensing deal through 2030. But now Riddell has also done the same thing. So Riddell's deal is completely different from Oakley's. So with Oakley's deal, it's an on-field licensing deal that anyone in the NFL wearing a visor has to have the Oakley visor tabs, has to be an Oakley visor. Riddell's is different because it's kind of like a double dip. So they are they pay I don't know if they pay for no, there's no on-field licensing of helmet names because they all put their own bumpers, Dolphins, the fins on the front, whatever, they put that stuff. But this deal is around the collectibles. So if you want to buy any collectible helmet, it has been and will be through 2030 a Riddell helmet. Oh. So what that basically means, for example, is if you go right now to Green Gridiron, and if you want to get any NFL issued, so you could go on eBay, you could go on Facebook, there are groups where you can buy collectible helmets and someone will custom make you a Shut F7 and a Miami Dolphins or whatever you want. Who cares? They can do that. But if you want from a licensed provider of any of this stuff collectible, it has to be Riddell, and it's going to be Riddell through 2030. So any of these helmets here, you'll notice any of the collectibles will only come in Riddell models. So most commonly and the cheapest is going to be the Speed. They have cheaper ones, and then it gets all the way up into Speed Flex, alternate helmets, all that kind of stuff. You can get the cheaper ones still if you don't want an actual game, usable helmet. They have the Riddell ones here with kind of missing the padding that are a cheaper option. So they have that. But yeah, all the collectible stuff that you can get with it NFL issued will be Riddell through 2030. What do you guys think?
I've never even noticed that. It was something that I guess I always saw that it was always Riddell whenever you'd go into like a team store, but I guess I never realized that they cornered the market on selling like actual licensed helmets. And you learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's not something I was aware of either. Like I was thinking like, of collectible helmets I've had in the past. I have this old Riddell like VSR 4 collectible from like the 90s, and it's Riddell even all the way back then. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a Schutt collectible helmet. I'm not sure I have. So I guess they really have, like you said, cornered that market entirely. So good for them, I guess, right?
You got to be a big player to deal with the NFL. You got to have deep pockets.
Deep pockets.
And like, Schutt and Vices or whatever might have more money now that they're under like Centaur Sports Group or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But like being in the helmet game to begin with is super expensive with all the testing, with all the R&D, with everything you have to do.
Yeah.
There's not really many companies out there that can fork over this money that aren't named Riddell, Oakley, Nike, Adidas. That's like, it's expensive to work with the NFL. The other thing I did look into, by the way, just out of curiosity, is I was like, oh, it's 2030. Why is it the same year as Oakley's? And I poked around and I actually couldn't find anything on it. I looked at all the deals that they did with networks because I was like, oh, maybe they're, doing like 2030 as like a big year for like their deals with ESPN, ABC, Fox, like maybe everything NFL related expires in 2030, and it doesn't. It's kind of across the board. ESPN's is through like 2033, ABC's is through 2030, Fox is like 2032. So yeah, I kind of was hoping for like an aha moment of like 2030, everything resets, like the market on NFL resets, but no, it's scattered across the board. I don't know why they picked 2030. Maybe it's just because they already did that with Oakley and they figured they make it consistent. It also might be that to do with the fact that if you buy like an NFL collectible, maybe it'll have an Oakley visor. Maybe there's some kind of double dipping there on the branding of what goes into a collectible. So maybe that's why they matched them up 1-to-1 just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense to just kind of, unify the two brands together on a collectible. Just because, a visor makes a helmet look so much cooler already. So it makes sense, but I know sometimes these big brands don't want to work with the other big brands because they're both, too cool for the other. But it would be cool to see that. Like if these, like even the mini collectible helmets, they started coming with like blacked out Oakley visors. I'd buy some. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Do you think the NFL knows that the majority of the people that they market towards with these helmets don't care or don't even really know the difference between the helmets? So that's why they're just like, if it's just Riddell, we're gonna get our money's worth anyways. It doesn't matter.
That's a good point.
Because there could be someone who's like, man, I really want a Indianapolis Colts Schutt F7 helmet, but I have to buy a custom one. I can't just buy this $150 one from my local team store.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, most people that buy this stuff don't even realize what brand it is, but they do have Riddell branding on these helmets, unlike the NFL stuff. So maybe that's part of it.
That is true. It's like you said, because they put their bumpers on it usually, so it changes. It doesn't usually even say Riddell anywhere on it, but I didn't think of that either.
Yeah, no, the collectibles have it, and maybe it's just one of those things. It's like super subtle that you go and buy, or even you just look at them, you see the word Riddell, and then 5-10 years down the line, you're buying like a real football helmet to play high school football, and Riddell just kind of comes to your mind because of that super subtle back of your mind thing. Marketing's weird, they try to think of stuff like that, so maybe that's part of it.
I'm willing to bet they could only name Riddell instead of Schutt or Vices or Zenith or anything else for that matter. That's got to be the most common one.
I have a quick tangent. Has anybody ever told you guys it's Riddell or Riddle?
I say Riddell a lot. I go back and forth between Riddell and Riddell. Yeah.
See, it makes me like wonder if I'm even saying it right. Because I've heard Riddell, I've heard Riddle, I've heard Riddell, and I've never like gotten confirmation that I'm right or wrong. So I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, so I do. So we've had this fight a lot.
And
no, not me and you.
I don't remember that.
No, so I had a meeting one time with Riddell, and I asked them about this, and it's Riddell.
It is Riddell.
And I love when people in our comments that like, as arrogant as it sounds, we know.
Well,
whatever. I'll sound arrogant to say that I know better than
now
most
we know.
Yeah, I was like kind of sure, but like not 100%.
Yeah, but like we'll get comments sometimes where it's like it's pronounced Riddell, and they'll spell it phonetically like Riddell.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, no, like we know the people. Like you're not gonna correct us on the name of how to pronounce. It's not Vicus, it's not VCs, it's Vices.
Oh man,
yeah.
Right? It's Vices, it's Riddell, it's Shut. And it's Zenith. That's how they're pronounced. And I just love when people come at us like, oh, you're pronouncing Vices wrong. It's Vices or Vicus. Or something. I'm like, no.
I saw someone make a video and they were talking about their F7 and they called it a scut.
I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard
Oh boy, those comments were hot.
I've heard that all the time. The Scut Eric XP.
The Scut.
That brings me back, dude. Back to the youth days. The Riddell revolution.
It's a scut. It's not a shut. Why would it be called a shut? That makes no sense.
The worst part, it would be like the Pee-wee equipment manager guy. I mean, they're just parents, but like they'd be the ones pronouncing it wrong and just like passing it down to all these kids. And now these kids are in our comments telling us we're wrong.
Well, your parents are wrong. Get it right.
Yeah. Tell them to learn it. Figure it out. Do better.
Do better.
But while I'm hot, I got something else I want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Let's just keep it. I want to keep going. Evan, you're going to have to learn when you edit this how to bleep stuff out. It's going to be big for you.
Dude,
Today's going to be a big week.
I've done bleeping before. I've had to do it myself a couple times.
So
let it rip, Tony.
As we talked about, the K1 cleats dropped.
Oh,
they dropped at the same week with there you go. Okay, hold on. Devin, hold this up for a minute.
There you go, guys. Check them out.
Okay, so we got them in. We paid retail just like everyone else for these. So there's the cleats. We'll have some stuff on the cleats dropping as well. So stay tuned for that, and we'll talk all about the details and everything that goes into it. So, stay tuned for that stuff. That's not the point of today. The point of today is to talk about the retail drop on these and how it went, and how football stuff is getting into the same world as sneaker stuff, and it pisses me off. Because that's all I can think about with these LeBron cleats is I already know what's going to happen, and it's going to be stupid. And I'm happy. I'm going to point something out. It's kind of not an FU to these people, but like, so I'll explain.
Nah, you can say it.
These cleats obviously dropped on Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep. November 10th.
Retail. Okay, here's the retail. $189, $190. US. Like we talked about, for me as a Canadian to get these with my PO box, these would cost me about $300 with exchange rate, with shipping. Probably, $300-ish. Pretty expensive. That's my life. So that's why I didn't buy a pair. Devin got a pair for us so that way we could work with these. What happens is I do that, and then right after that, I don't want to single people out, but you have to single people out because there's certain accounts. I see them already posted on some different, people saying, here's these cleats for $390, a $200 markup. And it's like so frustrating because these guys and I get it. They have a business, whatever. FB Cleat, he did it, college football gear, who we're like super tight with. He's a nice guy. And I was like, oh, he won't do it. Like, and then he did it. Like, sizes 7, 7, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5. They go and they just.
All those sizes are still available to buy.
I was just about to say, you guys can still go get those, so don't get got.
Yeah, so that's part of going to be my point about this, which is my FU. And like the shitty thing is that these are like pages we've loved to work with in the past. And like it used to be cool because they were making stuff accessible. That's why I liked them, right? It was when football gear was hard to buy and supplies were low. They were making somehow these like really cool college stuff accessible to people and giving people an outlet to buy football stuff when you just couldn't. And so we were recommending them a bunch, and they're still doing the college stuff. But now they're both getting into this reselling game, which is so frustrating because it goes against everything I believe in as far as this. And it's already happens in sneaker culture, the way that these big drops happen and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this cannot happen in football, and I'm hoping they learn a lesson. And that's that if you look FB Cleat Heat was way faster, which is why he got 12s, 13s, 11s, all the more popular sizes. Looks like College Football Gear was a little behind. Maybe he saw FB do it and was like, oh, maybe I should do this too. He got all the lower sizes. But if you still want these, they're still available up to 10.5 on their site. So you don't have to use them. And I think that's important for them to learn that like these didn't sell out day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. You can still pick these up in a 10.5. And like a 10.5 is like universally the most popular size.
I'd say
maybe not in football because, football players are athletes and, they're, 12 probably more popular than 10.5, but like universally a 10.5 is always the hardest shoe to get in any of these like, cleat or these, sneaker drops.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping they learn a lesson that this is hopefully not the same culture because the usability of these football cleats is way less than sneakers. The amount of time you can wear them in a year.
Thank you.
You're going to get them dirtier way faster, so you don't take care of them the same way as some of these sneaker people do.
Yeah. And
you grow, and they're way more likely to degrade because you're getting stepped on. They have traction plates. Like, I'm just hoping that they both, unfortunately, I am hoping that they both lose big on this, and they both lose a ton of money on trying to get into this reselling game, because I do not want to see this culture come into football cleats. Because I'm already thinking about the fact that of how many of these LeBron 4s in the spring are going to get swooped up by these guys to try and get resold. So that's my rant. Again, I like them. They've been nice to us in the past, and we've worked with them, and I want to work with them more and stuff in the future. But I hate this culture.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm totally on the same page with you, Tony. I couldn't agree. Like, if you're going to buy these cleats, buy them to wear them, play football in them, enjoy the cleats. Don't buy them to flip them and make somebody that actually wants to wear them in a game spend more money to get, the same cleat they could have bought for $190. I get it from, FB Cleat Heats and College FB Gears standpoint. Like, they're trying to make money, which at the end of the day is what everybody's trying to do. So, like, I get it from a business standpoint. Like, they've got to get their bread, and that's fine. But, like, it does suck to see that, football equipment of all things has entered this like crazy hype reseller space. It's kind of been a slow moving process. We saw a little bit with the OBJ signature cleats, those drop in limited numbers and people have resold them since. I still have my pair, just for the record, but
I regret not grabbing a pair.
Yeah, they had a couple different drops. There was the OG up tempos, which were numbered to 350 or something. Those things are, I mean, you can't find them anymore. And then there's a couple other drops as well. But regardless, this has been something we've been slowly seeing. We saw it with the Nike Dunks, the original Dunks. These are the K1 Dunks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else we've seen get resold like this.
I think the Jordan Vapor cleats were reselling a lot before they started coming out with more quantities.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, the Jordan cleats, when they first dropped, people were, buying them and then instantly trying to flip them for a profit. Like, I get it, you're trying to get money, but like, it just sucks to see because you're keeping them out of you're taking them from people who want to actually use them and play football in them and enjoy them and drip out on the field.
Exactly.
So,
and it's like what Tony said is that with a sneaker, say you get your hands on a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1s, right? And you pay the insane resale market price for those, you're going to have those for the rest of your life. And you can wear those until as long as they go bad. You can wear them as much as you want. A pair of cleats like this, if they're reselling and they're getting swooped up by resellers, not what percentage of people go play college football, what percentage of people go play NFL football. They want these cleats because they're only guaranteed maybe 30, 20 more games in their football career. And they want to wear these cleats for as long as they can because they're not going to go play college and they're not going to go play in the NFL. Maybe they'll play flag football or things like that, but like there's nothing that matches up to playing high school ball and getting to wear a super, super nice pair of cleats in front of your teammates and stuff like that on Friday Night Lights. So it's like, it ruins it for them, I think.
Yeah, that kind of brings up another thought.
The same.
What are you thinking?
Like, I don't think this is going to work. I really hope it doesn't, but it's like, no one is going to, if you want to spend $400 on these with them, like, go for it. But like, the average person's mindset is not the same as sneakers, where it's like, oh, I'll wear these once a year. I'll break them out for a convention or like I'll do something cool with them, wear them to whatever event or whatever you want to do. Break them out once in a while type thing. Because when you buy that stuff, but football cleats, it's like, oh, I'm going to wear these one game a year. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in grade 11. I actually probably only have that's literally one chance to wear these if I'm going to wear them once. And like, someone has rich parents in high school that they could get to buy these for them, and like they will pay the $3.90, and those people will always exist. Yeah. But I'm hoping that this whole reselling thing cannot exist in the football space in the same way because of the limited time and market and purpose. So yeah, I'm sorry to both of them, but I hope they fail.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of brings up another thought in my mind is, with the lifespan with sneakers, like we see people wear sneakers that are 10, 15, 20 years old, but you don't see that with cleats. Because cleats, they take so much more abuse. They can't be worn down. The glue can't be weak, or else you'll lose the traction plate. We've seen that happen in the NFL. Guys will pull out these older, iconic Nike cleats, and the traction plate will fall off because the glue is 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, they don't have a lifespan like shoes. And like you guys said, you can't wear these around. It's only for football, and you only have a limited amount of games to really wear them in. So just the lifespan is so much different, which makes it just not worth these crazy resale prices in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the technology around football equipment is advancing every year. So if you go to wear these cleats in 10 years from now, you might notice a significant performance decrease wearing older technology than you will with whatever's current at that time. So just as far as like how long these cleats are like viable to actually wear on the field, it's totally different from shoes. So I really don't think they should be, hitting into this reselling hype space.
Yep. Leave the cleats for the players. Leave the golf shoes for the golfers.
Yeah, you've seen, it's a good point. See, we've seen the same thing with golf shoes. Jordan 1 golf shoes. There's a Travis Scott golf shoe. Leave them to the golfers. This is going to be a random tangent, but I remember seeing a post that there was some store that was selling the Travis Scott Jordan golf shoes, and they made it like a what's the word I want?
They made you have to like simulator.
Yeah, they made you have to like be able to drive the ball. Like it was like 150 yards or something to just kind of weed out these fake people 200. Who are just trying to resell them. Which I love that. I think that's sweet. I think that they should sell these cleats in stores and make people go through like a quick combine or something to see if they're like able to play football enough to buy them. I feel like that'd be so funny. Imagine the content around that. Like, oh, we have to make this guy run a 40. Oh, you're in a 6-second 40. You can't buy these cleats. That'd be so funny.
You have to run every single route on the route tree, and you can't drop more than one pass.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so funny.
I'd be down for that. Like skate shops, if there's a SB coming out, like a dunk SB, some of them will make them do like a kickflip and stuff like that. And they have to kickflip in the shoes so that they can't resell them if they get all scuffed up.
See, I love these ideas. Let's kill the resellers, not like actually kill them.
Yeah.
But like kill the market. Don't let them do this because it is so lame. Because the people who actually play football should be the ones getting these cleats. It makes sense.
For the kids.
Yep.
For the kids.
For the football guys. Come on. Let them
That's a good tangent.
Out.
I like that. That's a good tangent, Tony.
I needed that tonight.
You let that out? You feel good?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a shame because they're nice guys, but I really hope they lose a ton of money.
They've been good to work with us, but like, please, we don't need cleats starting to get resold. Go get your money elsewhere, man. I mean, I get it, but then again, it's like, come on.
Yeah, if I can't even buck up to buy the $190 pair, I'm sure as hell not going to buy the $390 pair.
It hurt the bank account. I'm not going to lie. It hurt like a little bit. I was like, ooh, that's quite a hit.
It's worth it though.
But we do it for content, so it's a little bit different. So you guys will see some cool stuff on these cleats for sure. Like right now, this is content. Enjoy. $190 so I can show them on the podcast.
We can say that we're the only podcast that is showing the Kyler Murray cleats live on the podcast.
Absolutely. We are the only one.
Not another podcast in this world doing that.
I don't even think I've seen an unboxing of these yet, to be honest. So I gotta get that going.
Get it up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get it up. And you guys will see this tomorrow. And then right after you watch this, you'll go over to my Instagram and watch the unboxing, and it'll be awesome. But, all right, enough Kyler Murray cleats, enough reselling talk. It's time for my absolute favorite segment in the whole world, Cleat Heat. You guys know I love Cleat Heat. So, Let's pull it up real quick. We are in week 10 already, which is insane. How has the season gone this fast?
Weird season. I told you, it's been weird.
Yeah, and it's been so weird. I mean, as a Giants fan, it's a season to forget constantly. Oh my dude, we are so bad. We have nobody healthy. It's just been terrible.
It's a tough look.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm like considering, like, do I even want to wear this helmet or hat? I almost said helmet. Wow. All right, Cleat Heat, week 10. First, we got our good friend, not really, I don't know Josh Jacobs. We got Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders. He wore a pair of Freddy Krueger Nike Dunks. So these are Nike Dunks, the black and white ones, not these, but it's the same base shoe. And then they are customized by Luke Dangler, I think is his name. He customized these cleats to be like Freddy Krueger inspired, and they're really cool. What do you guys think of these? Kind of past Halloween, but still pretty cool.
Thoughts? Is this pregame or is this in the actual game?
Nah, he just went for pregame. Yeah.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs, he always does like these really cool customs with this guy Luke Dangler for pregame only, and then come game time, he's in a regular pair of black Nike Vapors.
Yep.
So
I love Josh Jacobs.
Nah, he's cool. That face mask he's got on is really cool too.
That's cool.
It's got like the top, like, I don't know what to call that.
It's called the HD, whatever that stands for.
Okay, yeah. So he's got the HD top, and then he's got like the OBJ bars, eye guards on the side. It's cool. I really like that. I feel like you don't see that mask very often.
No.
Sweet. What do we got next? Ooh, these are cool. So this is Deron Payne of the Washington Commanders, and I believe these are a pair of Jordan 9 customs. They look, they're 9s. So these are based off, or the base shoe is the Nike Alpha Menace Pro 3, and those are done by our guy Sean. Pretty cool cleats. Nice in those Washington colors. What do you guys think? You guys dig them?
Yeah, I like those. Like,
they're
nice.
clean.
They just look a little too small.
You say small?
Well, it's just funny sometimes when you see like Trent Williams and other guys like wearing like the Alpha line. They just look like they're kind of spilling out of them a little bit.
Yeah.
It's because those guys are 350 pound.
They are pretty big.
The muscle.
Hey, but like I'm saying, Alpha traction plate, higher top, upper. They like that. Let's do this.
We'll see Deron Payne the LeBron 4s at some point for sure. He's the type. He's the type to pull these out. He's got an underrated cleat game for sure.
Oh, no. He's got some crazy stuff. Like last year, mid-season, he kind of stepped it up. And then ever since then.
I love that. I love when we see guys just like change from like base boring cleats to like these cool customs, and they get kind of crazier and crazier. And now he's on Cleat Heat pretty much every week at this point.
Oh, that's my boy.
Yes, sir. Bobby Wagner. So these are pretty simple. They're just like satin leather, black Jordan 10s with the green Jumpman on the back. Evan, I'll let you talk about these. You love the Seahawks. You love Bobby Wagner. Tell me about these.
Bobby has been wearing these, I feel like, for a while. I can't confirm that, but I've obviously been watching Bobby Wagner his entire career, and since he's been wearing Jordan cleats, I always see those are 11s, right?
I think they're 10s.
10s? Yeah. I always see him rocking the black 10s, or at least I think. And then he's always got his gloves always match his cleats to go with it. So he's wearing a pair of the all black gloves right there too, probably with the green Jumpman. And
those he's got the all black super bad 3s.
Yep, those are sweet. Not a lot of people wear those anymore either, so respect to that.
Nobody does.
Those are some of Nike's best gloves of all time.
Yeah, Nike only, like, they don't make them anymore. They've, when did those release originally? Like 2014, probably?
Yeah,
they only make them for Bobby Wagner.
They came out like right during the playoff run in 2014. That year is when they kind of started getting them out to the Nike athletes.
The golden era of Nike football.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Those cleats are sweet.
Yeah. Next up, we got another pair of Jordans. This is Deebo Samuel. He is a Jordan Brand athlete, but these are not a Jordan Brand PE. These are customs from Sean. Again, he's been on this list a couple times already. Deebo actually wore 2 different pairs of cleats this game. So we wear this custom pair of 11s, and I think the NFL might have made him switch out of these because it's November now. It's not October, so he can't really wear pink. Wasn't he hurt during a lot of October?
Yeah.
I was just about to say he was trying to get his pink in probably.
Yeah, it sounds like he didn't, get an opportunity to wear his pink, so he tried to pull him out in November, and the NFL was like, all right, Deebo, like, stop, take him off. I think he scored a touchdown in them. I could be wrong. And then
he did score a touchdown. I don't know if he was wearing those, though, at that time.
I'm pretty sure he was. Is he on your fantasy team? Is that how you knew that?
No, I was watching that game, though.
Fair enough.
I actually traded him.
Nah. I think I'd trade him. No, I didn't have him this year. Carry on. So yeah, Jordan 11s. These are customs. Pink. They look pretty cool. He also wore a pair of Jordan 1. We covered them earlier in the season. They're like inspired by the fitted hat. They're like a tannish gold. I should have put them on the Cleat heat, but I didn't. Yeah. But that's Debo. That's Debo for this week. Pretty cool.
Debo's got some of the best drip in the game, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, hands down, always has. Next up, we got K1. I mean, we talked about these dunks for a long time today. You guys think he paid retail for these? Probably didn't pay a cent because he's Kyler Murray and they are his Cleat. Imagine if like he bought them from FB Cleat Heat for $400. That'd be insane.
I hope he buys all of them and then gives them out to like a charity or something.
See, now that would be cool. That would be awesome. Cool. Everybody wins.
Yep. Make it happen, Kyler.
Yeah, K1, if you're watching this, do it. But yeah, these Cleats pretty cool. We talked about them a bunch, so I'm not going to waste too much time. But of course, he pulled him out his first game back. You know, they released kind of the same weekend he came back in the NFL. Kind of a perfect marketing thing there. But
I have a question.
Sure.
What is Kyler Murray's deal with rose gold? Like and kind of the light pinkish colorways that he does a lot. Because his other Cleat that came out was also not rose gold, but that really light pink tone colorway.
Yeah, and more pink.
And there was something else. There's something else a while ago he did that was kind of had like a rose gold or pinkish colorway to it as well.
I totally forgot about those. He had like his own Vapor Untouchable Pro 3, right? And like a pinkish color. Those got resold too. Those are like selling for $200 plus. That's so weird. But yeah, he does have a weird thing. You know, I don't know. I mean, we'll do a full video on these soon, but the colors on these are weird. So it's white, rose gold, and then it's like 2 shades of green. So there's a dark green, which is like the inner of the Nike, and then the outside is like a neon green.
Yep.
Like, it's just a weird color combination. White, green, and rose gold. I'm sure there's a story behind it, but I don't know what it is. What's up next? Where did our Cleat heat go?
I'm going. Okay,
no worries. What do we got? I don't really remember who was. Oh, okay, there we go. So we got Devontae Adams. He's on here a lot.
On my fantasy team.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's had a weird season, but
Yep.
But yeah, these are Jordan 9s. That upper leather part is like all sparkly and everything. They're pretty cool. He wore these last year as well.
Yeah, he did.
But I couldn't help, not putting them back on here because they're so cool. They're nice.
Oh,
what do you guys think?
I was going to ask a question about the gloves, but we're in Cleat heat, so I'm not gonna jump.
I mean, dude, rip it. It's all right. Well, hopefully people will forgive us for talking about gloves during our Cleat heat section.
Are those I'm not sure if those are the ones he was wearing pregame or not, but he was wearing a pair pregame when I saw him when he went and hugged Aaron Rodgers, and I did not recognize the silhouette of the glove. I couldn't tell what they were. They were Jordan something or other.
If I had to guess, those are going to be the Jordan Flylock, which is, it makes sense because they're kind of like an unknown football glove. We did a couple videos on them a while back, but this is a football glove. It's basically a fly knit Jordan glove, and they retailed for like $65, and you do not see them very often.
That's it. It looked like something I'd never seen before. They kind of looked almost like some baseball gloves. Again, I think we kind of talked about that with the different silhouette from a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't recognize them, and when I saw him hugging Aaron Rodgers, that's when I saw them, and I was just wondering what they were.
Yeah, no, they're unique. Also, Tony, if you command F, you can just search Adams usually with the Raiders because the Raiders caption each photo. Some teams do, some teams don't. Yeah, this is just tricks of the trade, things I've picked up over the years. Just if I want to find specific pictures of a guy. But sometimes they don't show the hands.
No. But yeah, no, those are yeah, that's right, Devin. They were like a big deal, at least from our perspective, that like Jordan was launching like their own football stuff. And then they released 2 gloves. There was the Flylock and the something else.
Well, there was, I don't know. I think there was supposed to be a second one, but I don't think they ever dropped the second one, Tony.
Oh,
we just know about it.
Okay, it was just these.
Just those guys. That's the only one. I wonder what they're doing with
the
other pair. Yeah, they were supposed to come out with more, but I think, I hate to say it, but I think these kind of flopped, so they didn't follow through with the second pair.
Yeah.
There's so much that we are aware of that a lot of people aren't. What do we got next?
Flex.
Who's next? Oh, Byron Murphy. So Byron Murphy, he's one of my favorites when it comes to drip in the NFL. he's on my best looks every single week. And this week, he pulled out a pair of Kobe-inspired cleats. I don't know which silhouette these are based off of. I don't know my Kobe's all that well. I want to say these are like, what, the 5s maybe? Or the 6s maybe? Because they've got the scales.
Let me pull it up. Because it's the same silhouette as the Grinches, right?
I think so. I want to say Kobe 6. Let's see if my basketball shoe knowledge is as sharp as my football cleat knowledge.
Those are the 6s.
Sweet. Let's go. But yeah, so he's got some Kobe 6 inspired cleats in a really cool colorway for the Vikings, obviously. It's like a Lakers colorway, but it's also a Vikings colorway. Purple, yellow, black. Very cool. You guys like these?
I like those.
Those are cool.
Like double tap.
I like those.
Double tap. Simple, effective.
Ooh, you liked my post even. Wow. So now these, I don't know how much we can say about these, but I thought they were a cool enough looking cleat to toss in here. So Garrett Wilson is testing a new Adidas football cleat. These are kind of a prototype. I don't know how much we can really tell you guys, but they are a prime knit football cleat from Adidas, and you will be learning more about them soon. But I really liked how they looked in this picture. They just looked like the epitome of speed. I really like that. It reminds me of some of the older Adizero models and like how they just looked fast. I kind of got the same vibe with these, so I figured I'd toss them on Cleat Heat, and it would be kind of fun to talk about these cleats a little bit. If you guys have any comments.
I mean, to me, to be brutally honest, when I see these, I think of circa 2000s Adidas soccer cleats.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got too, to be honest.
You know what I mean? Like, you just see a black Adidas silhouette with the 3 stripes white on the side. That's just where my mind goes. It's the 5 to 10-year-olds playing soccer that got the basic cleats, which were Adidas cleats with black and white. And they kind of look like that because the black silhouette, which they probably did on purpose, so you can't really tell a lot what's going on with them.
Yeah.
But from here, that's all I see is just old school Adidas soccer cleats.
Fair enough. I think it's more I think the key thing that kind of makes you think that is the placement of the stripes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Adidas has kind of mixed up where they put the stripes like constantly over their.
Yeah.
What are they? How many cleats have they made now? Adizeros, like 12 or 13. So
they're on the 12.0 this year, but they had
they had like a year they skipped the 9 once. They went from A to X, just kind of like Apple did with the iPhone. That bothers me all the time. But yeah, so new cleats from Adidas. I'm sure you guys will learn about them shortly, but I figured we'd kind of tease them a little bit with you guys on here. And then next one we've got is Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers quarterback. When you think of Jordan Love, you don't really think like drip swag, but he's just been wearing some off-white Air Force inspired football cleats all season long.
I love those.
He's worn the green ones a lot, and then this week he pulled out the yellow ones with the detachable traction plate studs, and I love it. It's super simple. Yellow looks great with the Packers uniform, of course, since they are yellow. The cheese heads over there. But yeah, I thought these were just stupid clean. I really liked how these came out. These are customs by Coda Customs. Super clean. Big fan. What do you guys think?
I think anything off-white usually does pretty well in terms of customs. Yeah. Anything Virgil worked on is very popular in the NFL and stuff like that. These players wear the shoes off the field, because they can afford them, and if they can put that on their cleat, it looks really good, especially like you said with the yellow. Like, yeah, I was green and gold in high school was my school colors, and I would have loved to have something like that.
Me too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tony, were you green and yellow? No, you were like blue and white, right? You were the Colts.
2 teams. High school was Cardinals, which was burgundy and yellow, and then club football was Colts, which was white and blue.
Nice.
You know how hard it was to find green and gold stuff for football? It's like Nike makes everything in white, black, red, and blue. That's it. So back in the day when they had more colorways, it was perfect during the era of the super bad 3s and Vaporjet 3s and stuff like that, because they had gold colorways, they had green colorways that actually matched. It was awesome.
Yeah. I don't know why that's when someone says they're releasing team colors of a product, team colors means royal blue, red, black, and white. Occasionally they'll rotate navy instead of royal, and sometimes on top of it they'll put a forest green as an alternate. But team colorways as a industry term means white, black, red, blue.
It seems like they transitioned away from the forest green at least Nike did, to that more Oregon Kelly green, that kind of Eugene green or whatever they call it, and that or pine green, I think is what it was. Yeah. And then also like the kind of weird light yellow instead of like the gold, like what the Packers have.
Yeah, no, green and yellow for me was always tough to find. This is another tangent, but my sophomore and junior year, I actually wore Under Armour gear because Under Armour had like a really good assortment over on East Bay of like so many different colors, cleats and gloves. And they actually had green and yellow highlights that were awesome. And they had, I think I wore the gloves, like the Under Armour F6 maybe, but they were green and yellow. And I was like, this is perfect. It looked great. Our uniforms were actually Under Armour. But then my senior year, I just bought everything white from Nike and called it a day.
I couldn't do that. I didn't have the guts to do it. We played on nasty grass. So
we did too, dude. Another tangent. I was bleaching and washing my stuff after every single game. It was pretty funny. Looking back, it was pretty absurd.
I wish I got more white stuff when I was in high school, but
white is so clean, dude. I say it all the time in my videos, but like white accessories. Oh, this is a great example. Wow. But white accessories are just awesome. Speaking of our final Cleat guy, we've got Ja'Marr Chase, Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. We talked about him earlier. Let's talk about his Week 10 look. Check out the cleats. They are all white with like those white Bengal stripes on them, and then the gloves match. I know this is Cleat, but the gloves match, so it's cool. Mm-hmm. I love these cleats. We were just talking about white accessories, and this is an excellent use, with the white pants. It just looks so good.
Ja'Marr always matches his gloves to his cleats.
Yeah, I mean, he also switches like constantly. Every time at halftime, Ja'Marr Chase is switching his cleats and gloves.
Yeah.
So like for best looks, I have to like wait and like see which look I like better.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, here's them.
Dude, I just love the white Bengal stripes.
Yeah, so those are the gloves there.
I wish he saved it for when they did like their all white uniform. I mean, he might still, but
I think he did.
Did he? Did they already wear those?
Yeah, they wore them like week 2, week 3.
I'll do it after, but that's sick.
It's when they played the Rams on Monday night.
That rings a bell. Oh, I remember. Yeah, the Bengals, they had a weird start to the season because Joe Burrow's calf and everything.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of rolling, and the Bills are not rolling, and the Giants are dead.
Giants are dead.
They are so dead. Like
we beat the Patriots.
What's up?
Pretty big. Colts beat the Patriots.
They did.
Well,
in a game nobody watched.
I had no choice but to watch that game Sunday morning while I was laying in bed, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah, that was the Germany game this past week.
Yeah, it was
like 9:30 in the morning for me. Oh, you guys have to watch it way earlier than that.
It's 6:30 here. I wasn't getting up to watch that.
7:30 for me. I wasn't getting up for it. I tuned in right after halftime when I woke up at 9.
Wow, I never realized.
And I was like, it's 6-0 or something at that point for the Patriots or whatever, because the final was 10-6 or. But I was like, I missed nothing. Let's tune in.
I remember. I don't remember if I watched. I think I watched the end, but yeah, it was pretty bad. But Giants Patriots, it's going to be way worse. It's like I'm convinced the final score is going to be like 4-3. That would be so cool.
That would make sense. It would only make sense for a game like that to end 4-3.
It's going to be so bad. The Giants just have like no players left, and they weren't good to begin with.
Neither do the Patriots.
Exactly. It's going to be so ugly. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it. Like,
the Patriots have... I don't know. I don't want to get into it right now because people will just get mad if we say that the Patriots have no talent, but it's kind of true.
It is the truth. As a avid Patriots hater of 23 years, I agree with you.
Me too.
But, yeah, screw the Patriots. Anybody that's a Patriots fan watching this, screw you.
No. I hate the Patriots for an obvious reason of why I hate the Patriots, but...
Oh, right.
Yeah,
the old Malcolm Butler oopsie.
That was tough.
Oh, yeah.
The old 1 yard line. Let's not give it to Marshawn Lynch.
I get reminded of that every February, every single year for the rest of my life. So
I'm sure you do.
And tough. That's why I don't like the Patriots.
Yeah, at least as a Giants fan, like we did beat them in the Super Bowl twice. So
there you go. You can hang out over there.
That's all we got. They have 6 rings, and we have those 2 wins over. Well, I mean, we have 4 rings, but still, what are we even talking about right now?
Football.
Let's wrap this up. I need some dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had dinner before. Thought ahead, but All right, guys. So Tony's hungry, so I guess we're gonna wrap up another episode of Big Football Guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, like the video, comment what you guys want us to talk about. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about. We're having fun, so just let us know. And subscribe if you want more videos like this. We have all sorts of video content for you guys to check out, so definitely check it out. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Big Football Guys. Peace out.